Okay, so we are going through the YouTube optimization for the Dime City Apparel YouTube account. We went through the studio section by clicking on that button at the top, kind of towards the right with the plus sign. That there's a prompt to add a video. To get to the studio, I click on that. I X out of it unless I'm in fact scheduling a video. And then that's how I access the YouTube studio. You could also go to studio.youtube.com directly. As long as you're logged in, it'll take you here as well. So you don't have to optimize the video that I just posted because it's all done and it's set up for you. But I do want you to look at what we did for reference. So go ahead and click on that video at the top where it's the luxury romper review. Click the pencil. Okay. So you'll see a couple things that we did. Scroll down. Okay, so actually I want to add something to this before we continue. So in another window, I want you to go to your website and go to the rompers page. See if I can close anything else on my end. I think I checked it and I'm about tapped out with what I could close. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different Chrome things open for me and different clients. All right. All right, so go to products and then go to rompers. Or the romper, this is just the one.
Well, there's two styles of the romper, but yeah, this is the main one here.
That's the one. That's the one I was referring to, yes. Okay, so you're going to take this link at the top, and we're going to edit the YouTube video to have that link. Okay. Copy, and then go to video. Put it in the copy of the post at the very top. Remember, we're doing this in reverse. If it was a regular post, the link would be at the bottom. This time the link is at the top because internally our team has been doing that and we think we're getting more views from it and Google's crawling the videos faster. Now that could be true, that could not be true. But it's not going to affect the user experience because ultimately we want them to go there. And there's a great deal of people that just will never go into the description of something. They'll click on a link that you have, like in the end screen, for example, which is what we're definitely going to add to some of these other videos. All right, so in this case, I got a little wordy with it because I wanted also to use that added text space. We get way more room to play with than other places. I'm using that to my advantage and throwing in keywords all while adding value. So if somebody did look at it, then it doesn't just sound like a robot typed out a whole bunch of keywords just to get them there. It actually sounds like you're giving them, solid information. And then I also added a quote, right, that kind of does the same thing for me. Versus Katrina Texter, owner of COSMarketing Agency. I'm trying to pick up on the keywords of my business and use my credibility to your advantage, which is part of the reason why we're doing this. Not just, okay, let's have a review video. It's, also the source of the review is important, right? So that's why we added that there. Obviously, that part is not going to apply to some of the videos. Others, it will. Some of your models that you work with, they have a following. You want to mention stuff like that. You may want to put their names in the description of this. Now, in a regular video or a regular video post, that might be tricky. There might not be enough space for it. It might not make sense. It's probably better just to focus on the product and the value. But when YouTube allows you to add in all this extra content, I think we can use that to our advantage. Do something similar for Peyton and Antonella, if I'm saying her name correctly. add in her name. I'm based on what you're telling me, I'm like, they have to have a following, or at least Peyton, I'm pretty sure does, because I think I may have seen her profiles a few times. I can't remember.
They both do.
Yeah, I figured. So, and if you scroll down just a little bit to like right after the link. Okay, so what am I talking about here in the copy? I'm talking a lot about how it's chic, it's fashionable and comfortable. You see things like that. I'm describing the fabric. I'm describing why it's a good choice. This gets into more detail because it's a review. You wouldn't want to talk about the texture and the feel of the product and the details about how it's different than something else in something like the music video. That's a little bit more surface. It's a little bit more, okay, look at me, hype, whatever. You want to lean into other things. Maybe you want to into that, and that one you want to lean more into the lifestyle of the brand, what it represents, things like this. This is specifically about the clothing itself, how you can use it in practical life, how it stacks up with different kinds of companies too. So it's a different kind of setting here. Elegance, style, all that stuff is meant to pick up keywords. Then at the bottom, I'm trying something a little different. I've done this with some of my videos, not all of them, and I haven't done it enough consistently for a long enough period of time to see how much it makes a difference, but it certainly hasn't been hurting. At the very end, I also add in actual hashtags where it's clear that we're trying to use a hashtag, not like we're just trying to reference certain keywords that also work in the copy. So I would be interested to see if we add them or add something like this to every single post, what that would do. It's not very difficult to come up with, a few hashtags where it takes up a couple of lines. You're probably always going to use your company name. It's a long name, right? Dime City Rompers is one. So if it was for a t-shirt, you could put t-shirt. So, really all you have to come up with is, maybe 5 to 7 actual hashtags, and the rest are going to be your business name or your business name in the article of clothing. Part of that too is also to connect the verbiage on other sites, because on other social media sites, you should be using similar hashtags. And I feel like you do. I feel like at the very least, you're hashtagging your business name or the type of clothing. So it's a way also to kind of bridge the gap and connect those together. Does this all make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so scroll down. So I'm giving you a crash course on how to optimize other videos by looking at this. So you can actually, if you wanted to, if that were me, because we're not gonna get to all this in one day. It's impossible. You're gonna have to do some of this on your own. If this were me, I would copy the description that I have, and in every single post, paste it in and just make changes based on that video, and just alter it. Just use it as your guide, because you know that it's something that works. We have to do a lot more testing before we say we got it. That's exactly the formula, And then once we find one that's Johnny on the spot, exactly what we need, you know how the algorithms work. If there's another algorithm change, we may have to kind of pivot. It's going to be an ongoing thing. But for now, a lot of the videos either don't have descriptions, or it's just, a quick thing. Check out our website. This at least keeps it consistent and gives us a baseline to test different things. The only one I might tell you wait to go to is that more recent one where you got 5,000 views and we only expected to maybe get 1,000 or 2,000. Maybe leave that for right now, and then we can compare that and kind of see, okay, is there anything to it with the description? Is it just the video itself? Leave that one. You could change the other videos, and you could change the other shorts. This would work for shorts too, but I would put significantly less in terms of the amount of copy with a short, because the space when you click on the description is smaller, and it's the type of content where you might watch it if you have a shorter attention span, or you're just looking to scroll. You don't want too much in the comments. You want your healthy, sweet amount where you pick up on some of those keywords, but it's not too long for the shorts. Okay. And since you're posting a lot of shorts, I would start with the videos first, get them out of the way, and then do the shorts and get through them as fast as you can, because you got a lot and we have a lot more to schedule for this month. We got to get on it quick. That's my suggestion. Get to as much as you can before the next meeting. And in the next one, we're going to do a screen share like this. And I want you to already know where things are and what we're doing, so we could rapid fire and just get it done, because that's a small part of it. Doing the optimization takes some time, but what you should really be spending more time is processing the data, looking over it, seeing, okay, what's working, what's not working. That's the hard part, because there's never going to be any clear answer. Usually you have to kind of read between the lines and put things together, test different things, and that could be quicker. It could take a while. So the input is that's the first step. We want to get that out of the way. Okay, so actually, I'm so sorry. Scroll up a little bit more. You saw that I added the thumbnail. We don't have to talk much about that, except that I gotta show you Canva one of these days. There's a feature on Canva, which I think is new, where it automatically takes the colors of whatever picture or image you give it, and it will change all of the colors on the slide to match those colors automatically. And you could change a button, or you could swap out the colors automatically without having to click on each thing. So I did that throughout the entire video to perfectly color match everything. I think those little things make a difference, especially on the thumbnail. So that's a part of the color aspect of that, keeping it consistent. Now, if you look at the right side where it says subtitles, I added in subtitles to the video. If you click on the pencil icon, click on the pencil icon for me next to subtitles. Yep. Okay, so when you're posting a video, there's a section that says subtitles. You're going to click on that when you get to that point, or when you're editing these videos, right? Because you're going to edit these videos before you post anything else. You don't need to post anything this week. We got you covered. But when you do, it's going to be when you're scrolling, going through the process. Look at every little thing. You have the title and the description. A lot of times we skip to the bottom. We just want to go and schedule. But you got different things there. You have the title, you have the description. Then you go further down, they have something that says, is this for kids? You want to always say no, okay? Because otherwise they'll put you on YouTube Kids. No, your target demo is not going to see this, and they restrict you over damn near everything. They are very restrictive, because it's like, oh, it's for kids. Now we have to scrutinize this. If you want to say no to that, you might want to write this down. I'm going to write it down for you later, but you may want to, if you have a pen and paper. Then they have another section about, is this content AI generated? You want to say no, because we're not going to use any AI generated whatever fake images. And that's what it is. It's not like, oh, did we take real world things with AI and did it help us? No, when they're talking about AI images, they're talking about, like, if I made a fake model wearing fake clothes in AI and told people it was real. They want to know that at YouTube, because they're cutting down on that. To YouTube's credit, I've called them out a lot. I'll give them praise.
Well, I mean, why would they care? I mean, if it looks like the actual product, why should they care?
But a lot of people are getting upset about it, because they want to see a realistic representation. Luckily, in our case, we're very fortunate to have a lot of content from different models at this point. It's really just about how do we reframe it, change the conversation. But you're going to click no, and that's going to help you, because technically they allow AI generated content, but they restrict and they scrutinize it. And if you don't say either way, you're leaving it up to YouTube to make these decisions on where to place you. And if it's a yes or a no, where are you going to fall? They're going to just make their own decision, and it's not always right, So always check no with that new AI section. I even went back into a lot of my old videos and re-optimized it to say that, so that that was current. Don't know how much of a difference it will make, but it certainly another, it's a good thing to do. So you want to do that. And then after that, I believe is the subtitle section. So when you click on the subtitles, you want to do that, set it up for English and do automatic. YouTube's algorithms for determining what people are saying in these videos, i.e. subtitles, is very accurate. So that's supposed to be for people who are hard of hearing, but a lot of people want to look at a video and not hear it. They just want it kind of playing on screen. They don't want to hear the voiceover or listen to the music. They have it playing and the words popping up when they're doing other things. People are experiencing video content in all kinds of different ways now. It's really interesting. So that is not only a box you could check with Google that helps optimize it. The hard of hearing need it. So YouTube is prioritizing the disabled. We've known that for years. And a growing number of people, especially Gen Z, they don't listen to videos. They watch videos and watch the words on screen. And we'll talk more about that too, because I think we should be generating content that has that built into it, not just where we have to add it on YouTube with the subtitles. I think that would be cool. And then we could do different colors and shapes with it and make the transitions the way we want to, and it's not just this built-in thing. But you want to do that for every video. It's just, these are just clicks. I'm just explaining what it means and why we do it, so that we're not just like, okay, I just have to click the thing. Why are we doing it? What's the purpose? How does Google feel about this? And whether we agree it's a good thing to have or not, we want to know why Google is doing this and what their methodology is, right? Knowledge is power, my friend. All right, so we're going to click off of that. That's what the subtitle is. And I'm assuming we're going to do English for that. Done. That's fine. It is taking its time to load. All right. So the end screen. The end screen can be a little bit tricky, and I can't really show it to you here because the end screen's already up. So it's going to look a little different from this mode, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Hit the pencil. Just a tiny bit more tricky, not difficult by any means. So at the end of this video, I made a slide for you that has empty boxes in it that are meant to put in these end screens. You know what an end screen is, right? When you're done with a video, usually have an outro, please like, share, and subscribe, whatever, yada, yada. And then videos pop up that invite you to click on other things. That's the great thing of YouTube. You can literally go down a rabbit hole and click on a playlist or click on another video, and then you'll just keep on watching stuff from them. Right, you've seen that. We've all seen that, right? Whether on YouTube, on our phone, you even have the ability now to do that on your TV. Because I watch YouTube on my TV, and I'm able to do that now. So I can have that experience on the phone, but on a television, blown up, you know. So those end screens, you want to add to your videos. Now, the videos that you already edited or ghost edited, they don't have those empty sections where you could just throw in the video and it tells you exactly where to put it. They just kind of end, or the music kind of fades away and it kind of fades out. Looks cool, but when you're doing an end screen, how do you do that so it still looks inviting? You can do that in different ways. It's one of those things you're going to have to look at the video, right? You don't want to cover a person's face. If space is an issue, you don't have to put multiple elements, multiple things to click on. You could just put one thing. And the subscribe, the clickable subscribe button is about the size of the logo that I put in the middle of this frame, maybe even smaller. So if you're short for space, you could always just drag in the subscribe button at the end of the video and have that as your end screen. Just as long as you have something for them to click on, to subscribe, or to go to another video, you want to take advantage of that because it is such an easy way to get people to click on it. And a lot of times some people do it by accident. They'll stay on a video for just a few seconds, but they statistically then count as a view, which means they are way more likely to see your content again. It's very important, and it's a very important box to check with YouTube SEO. We're straight up doing SEO right now. We're talking about search engine optimization. It just happens to be on YouTube, but this is connected to Google search. Remember, at the top, they're owned by the same company. So this actually does help bring traffic to your website. Now, it's a little bit more passively than other things you could do directly on your website, but it still affects it. And with the amount of content we have put out, we will put out, that little bit adds up to a lot over time because we're being so consistent with this. So keep that in mind. This is set up that way because of those boxes. The other videos, you're gonna have to play around and see what looks good. At least as long as you have one thing that they could click on, that's good. When you drop in the end screen element, whichever it is, you have to put in the timing. You see where it says video element and it says minute 4:14:23. You see 4:14:23 to 4:20:12, where it says video element.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Don't click on it and change it. But that's the time frame. So from minute 4:14 to 4:20, that pop-up is there inviting people to go to the best viewed video or the most recent. What do you want to pick? Do you want to pick the one that's popular right now, or just whatever is the most recent, which I think happens to be both? Oh no! The most popular one was the first one. We made sure to put extra into that because it was the first one, the welcome trailer.
Yeah,
one will be right. One will be advertising that, and then the other one is going to be the most recent one before this, which is just typically what I add in there too. So you want to make sure that you change those numbers there, because what it's going to do is it's just going to throw it into the entire video if you don't tell it when to pop up. And it's going to look weird because immediately the video pops up and you have this other thing to click on, and it's like, why is this covering it? You want to make sure that it stays at the very end, and it's maybe like 10 seconds at most. I think the minimum that it wants to have on screen, I think, is 5 or 6 seconds. I could be wrong. It will tell you if you don't do it for long enough. It'll say, hey, it needs to be this amount of time, but it won't give you a prompt for the end screen being on too long. It'll just have it the full length of the video. So be careful of that. That's why I said it's a little tricky. It's an easy thing to forget. And I really do think that they should have something. Either way, they have a minimum. I think they should have a maximum with the end screen. They just never did that, because I guess hypothetically it might make sense to just leave it up the whole time. I don't see why. I've never seen a video like that, but hypothetically it could work depending on what it is, I guess. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's arguably the most important thing to do to optimize all these videos, but I would go through one by one and optimize everything. Don't do the end screen for all of them and come back and do other stuff. Just do one at a time. Do all of it and put some time into it, especially the first couple that you do, because you're building this habit, you're building this repetition, but you want to make sure you build that foundation correctly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, so let's go through a couple of other things, and then we'll set up the next appointment here soon. So just click out of that. You don't have to do not do discard changes. Just click on another part like underneath it, and then it'll just go away. I think the next one is cards.
It's not going away.
Or actually click on discard changes. It'll be fun. Okay, so go to cards. The pencil, yep. All right. So the cards are pop-ups that invite you to click on something else, kind of similar to an end screen, but it's just this quick little flash. And you've probably seen them. You might not even notice half the time, because it's not like an end screen. It's not supposed to linger there and say, look at me, do this now. It's a little thing that just kind of comes and goes. What I like to do, ideally, if I'm the one editing the video and I have an idea going into it, I'll say, okay, this is a good juncture in the video where I'm talking about a topic. If somebody wanted to deep dive on that topic, and they've watched enough of this video, I'm okay with them bouncing to something else to learn more about the topic, right? So at the point, I'm pretty sure I timed it like this, but at the point where I start talking about one fabric and another, I'm going to another review or something like that. I think that's what I did. And then at another point, if the video basically ends and then it just becomes a look at our other products, and here's what here's what we're about. That part where it goes from kind of one ad to another, which is purposeful. It's to kind of add length to it, add some more substance to it, and saying, okay, well, if we had you this long, let's get another minute and a half out of this experience and show them what else we have and who else is affiliated with us, because they just see me the whole time. Then I have other models pop up besides I think 3 or 4 or something like that. So when we get to that transition, I have another card that pops up, because at that point, if you can see the subject is over, you might be losing interest. Then I capture you again with something that's a little bit more hype to kind of like raise the attention level. I think that's when I put the music video there, or the interview after the music video, something like that. Kind of switching gears. So those cards are put in at a specific moment for that reason, psychologically. Now, if I had just put in 1 or 2 of these cards wherever, as long as it's not in the beginning of the video, right? You don't want them to leave right away, right? As long as it's a minute in, something like that. If it's only a 1 or 2 minute video, then maybe 30 seconds in or something like that. As long as I did that, I'm checking that box with YouTube. It helps. But again, what is this here for? What's the purpose? What can I get out of it other than checking a box and feeling like that's something I have to do? Like how can this feature that no other site has benefit me, right? It's that psychological, you want to deep dive on this topic, maybe because I'm planting seeds and making you interested. You go here. Okay, maybe your attention span is waning. We're getting to a part where you don't necessarily need to see this video. Let me click on here. I'm going to get you to go to another video, which will increase the search relevance and will keep you more interested. Maybe you can watch more. Maybe after that, I got you hooked and you're deep diving for hours watching my content. What it opens up those possibilities. So again, psychology. I mean, marketing is more psychology than anything else. Any questions?
Would we be able to go through the video so I can see the card? Because maybe I missed it. So I can actually know what the card looks like during a video.
Yes. So we could do that right now. Go to discard changes. And then go to if you go up, I think you can click on the link. If you scroll up. Okay, yeah. You see where it says video link ending in the A_BG?
Yeah.
Click on the link. Like if you click on the blue part, it should pop up automatically. Okay, cool. Now you're going to count as a view, but that's okay. It's kind of being a little slow. Okay, so it apparently was playing before it even looked like it fully loaded on our end. It's also because we're doing a live video here. Okay, so you can see the subtitles. You can see that it's going on screen and it's showing you on the screen what I'm saying. So you can watch it without the sound on, or if you're hard of hearing, you have that there. Okay, that's the default thing from YouTube. Otherwise, you have to type it all in yourself or use another system for that. There's really no reason to do that for YouTube. So the card that pops up, I think one of them should be coming up in the next 10 or 20 seconds.
Oh, this?
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. See, Andanella? That was the Andanella review video. So you see how that looks like? It's meant to be very subtle, because the big look at me, click on this, that's the end screen. So yeah, now you can understand those features. A lot of people, even popular YouTubers, will forget about a lot of this stuff. But to that I say, imagine how bigger their channels would be if they just remembered to do this stuff. Like there a lot of them are resting on the creativity of the content. You know, and when you kind of rest on your laurels because of that, because maybe you have a reaction channel or, you know, a modeling channel or whatever, you're just going to get attention from it. You forget about these things. The algorithms are, you know, they're going to be kind to you, but only so kind because you're not filling in this information. Because we're selling products, we can't afford to cut corners like that. You know what I mean? But again, in closing, I would keep up that page as a reference and just copy and paste in the description for the other videos and then make changes from there. You don't want to have the same exact description. You're going to change it according to the video, but use it as a guide. And so the copy and paste is meant so that you can have that as a guide and then make some changes, including with the hashtags. Some will stay the same, like hashtag Dime City Apparel, that could stay the same. And make sure you have all the cards, the end screens, the subtitles. Say no, it's not an AI. No, it's not children's content. And you have all the tags filled out. We can get to the tags, but you know what they are and what the value of that is more than anything else we talked about, except for the title and the thumbnail. So you should be good with that. And you can even look at some of the keywords for an example, but a lot of them were just based on the Romper product. So still kind of take that with a grain of salt. That it's going to be easier with the other product review videos because you can do something very similar. The music videos, not quite as much for obvious reasons. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop recording and we will set up the next meeting.